messages with me, Malaysia. I hope you guys are well. How did this Mercury retrograde treat you guys, huh? It was pretty intense. I know that Mercury retrograde usually has a lot of negative connotations for a lot of people. And it's notorious for being difficult for a lot of people, but I must say this past retrograde, it wasn't necessarily difficult, but it was a tester. It was definitely testing. Even for me, it was pretty testing. But it was very revealing as well. It was very revealing, and when I say testing, I mean really testing to see if I really learned the lessons that I was supposed to learn. And so now, right at the end of Mercury retrograde, here we are with this full moon in Aries tonight. As you can see, I decided to sit out in the sun today, get some life force energy, really ignite my vitality in honor of the full moon in Aries. If you hear any background noise, it's I have a drum, shamanic drums playing in the background. I've really been into drums lately. I've been playing them during my morning routines while I'm getting ready to go somewhere, just dancing. It's been very releasing and powerful. So in meditation, before I hopped on, I felt a lot of energy rising up from the root chakra, all throughout my belly, up into the heart. And I heard the energy is rising. Energy is rising. I saw the sun, and the sun turned into a sunflower. New life, you guys. A lot of new life is happening. The energy is rising. The energy is rising in the collective. People are becoming more and more aware. People are waking up to their true calling, to what it means to be living an authentic life, what that means for you as an individual. You know what I mean? It looks different for everybody. And this full moon being in Aries, and it being Aries being the sign of I am, right? It's a very individualistic sign. It's about your identity, who you are, what you want, how you're gonna go and get it, going and getting it, your vision for what you want, right? And owning that, not being afraid to go after it, having that bravery. And yet we're coming out of a Mercury retrograde that was in the sign of Libra. It was all about partnerships and your connections and your relationships with others. And something I heard in meditation as well, something I heard in meditation as well was, where do you lose yourself in your connections with others? And I really think that's what this dynamic, the shift of coming out of Mercury retrograde in Libra and hitting right into this full moon in Aries is about. We have love and patience. I saw patience first. If you've tried forever to shift a problem, there's probably something to learn from embracing it. May I let this be for now. Help me relax and trust every need will be met. Often change soon follows. And then we have love. It's not about finding love. You are love itself. Help me, Lord, to send so much compassion and caring to the inner child that I always remember I myself am love. This is very spot on, you guys, with what I was just saying. Right? Aries can tend to be impatient. It's fire. When it goes unharnessed, it swallows everything. It's all about going and doing and acquiring, but we need to have that balance. We need to know how to be patient and understand when the right time is to move, when the right time is to say something, when the right time is to detach, to come together, to move forward, to execute. It's not always about doing all the time. You know, like I said earlier, Aries is also about visions, being a visionary. You need the time, the space, and the stillness in order to truly see and truly know for yourself what it is that you want to create. If you're just out here creating blindly, just going, is it coming from a true source? Is it coming from a true place? Know how to be patient with yourselves. Especially during this time, we're still in retrograde shadow. We're still in the retrograde shadow. So make sure you're being patient with yourself. Patience is love. Patience is love, you guys. It really, really is. When you are patient with yourself, you are loving yourself. And you can extend that to others around you. It's not about finding love. You are love itself. So can you be patient with yourself? Can you give yourself the time and the space and the water? I see water here as well. Can you nurture yourself enough to give yourself the time to grow, to really give yourself the sustenance that you need in order to make your visions come true, in order to bring about this new life? Even this new identity I'm hearing. Like, I feel like a lot of us are also shifting and what's that word? Transitioning into greater, bigger versions of ourselves. That takes time as well. That takes patience. That takes love. That takes knowing that you already are all of those things. Oop. I'm gonna take it. We have the Chariot here. You have what it takes. You have what it takes. You need to trust what's happening in your life at this point in time. Trust that it is steering you in the right direction. Trust that you're gonna get to your destination in divine timing. All you have to do is steer. And it's a very light steer, you know, like when you're on the highway and you're driving, right? You're going straight for the most part. You don't have to do all this turning and these U-turns, and you don't have to do all that. All you have to do is lightly guide the wheel. All you have to do is tap on the gas because you already have momentum. You're already going. You know, what the average speed limit on the highway is like 75, 80 an hour. You're already moving. You don't need to be constantly pressing down on the gas. Just tap it to keep it going. Just gently guide your wheel. That's it. That's it. This is very in sync, you guys. I channeled like almost immediately coming on with you guys. I'm really seeing this need for trust here, because with patience and love, that underlying factor is trust. Trusting that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Trusting that the right people are going to come. Trusting that the opportunities are going to come. Trusting that whatever is being presented to you right now is for your highest good. Whatever you're feeling right now. Trusting that this is going to help unleash and unlock a new level of self-love for you. And okay, so I had this deck face down on the floor next to me, which is unlike me. I usually keep it right side up because you guys know, if you've been watching me for a while, I always look at the card at the bottom of the deck as well as an underlying theme, lesson, or foundation of the reading, or something that's hidden. And I had it face down like this so I couldn't see it, and Spirit literally just told me to flip it over, and there's travel. How in sync with the Chariot. You're going somewhere. It might not seem like it. Something I also heard during meditation, and something that's been coming up for me a lot, you know, I took a vow of silence, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, and it brought a lot to the surface for me that I am still in the process of processing and integrating. It was beautiful. It was like I was in a whole nother world, to be honest. But something that I noticed, because I was out in nature during that time of my silence, I decided to do a trail on my own. And something I noticed in nature was that nature seems very still, right? It's quiet. You hear the birds and maybe some bugs, but it looks very quiet. It doesn't look like much is happening. Even with plants, it doesn't look like much is happening there. Water flowing down the river, very still, very quiet. But if you can really pay attention, there's so much happening under the surface. That plant is blooming, it's growing, it's reaching for the sun in the smallest ways within each minute that you can barely see to the naked eye. The water that looks so calm on the surface is actually flowing, and a lot of life is happening under the surface of that water, even though it looks calm and still on the surface. And so the message I'm really getting here is like, you are moving, you are going somewhere. Let every aspect of this trip unfold in harmony. Guys, how much more in sync can this be? May divine order arrange and handle every detail. I'll be guided easily and follow the leads as they are shown. Follow the leads as they are shown, which means you need to be patient. Which means you have to realize that it's not about the going, it's about right where you are. Yes? This is so, like, thank you, Spirit, for allowing these messages to come through the way they are. So what does the collective need for this full moon? Is there anything else you want to tell the collective during this full moon in Aries? Please show me clearly. Thank you. At this point, guys, the cards are just reaffirming what I've already been channeling and saying. 8 of Pentacles in reverse. You don't need to work so hard. Where have you been striving? Where have you been pushing, pulling, forcing? That's the energy I just got from this. Like, really forcing something to happen. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. Let that go. Let God take the wheel. That's what I just heard. Let go. Let God take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. That's what I heard. Yeah. You're right where you're supposed to be. Smell the roses, guys. Go outside. Let the sun kiss your skin like it is for me right now. And I am sweating. I'm in Florida. I am sweating, but it's finally cooled down a little bit for us. So there is a breeze. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Go smell the roses. Take time to enjoy exactly where it is that you are. High Priestess just showed her face. It's about attracting, guys. It's about attracting what you want. And how do you attract what you want? By being what you want. This fell right underneath love. I'm really loving this message because this has also come up for me within this past weekend in my personal life. You receive the love that you give to yourself. As cliche as that sounds, it is true. All right. Sorry about that, guys. My neighbor's dog. You are the love that you give to yourself. You attract the love that you give to yourself. Do you know your worth? Do you know the love that you want to receive? How can you give that to yourself? And again, look at how in sync it is, because the High Priestess does not go in a choir. She's sitting with her books. She is wise. She already knows that it's coming. She knows what's coming towards her. She knows good things are coming. She knows everything that's coming is going to be for her highest good. She knows that she has everything she needs right where she's at, which is why she doesn't go in a choir, which is why she's quiet and still. That message again, those words again. She's quiet and still. She knows that right where she's at is fruitful and is going to be the foundation for what's to come next. And look, again, this message of love is, it's not about finding love. You are love itself. Help me, Lord, to send so much compassion and caring to the inner child that I always remember. I, myself, am love. The High Priestess is what she wants, which is why she gets it. Something might not be very clear to you right now at this time. Trust that it will unfold. Again, patience. Now the messages are just repeating themselves. Trust that it will reveal itself in time for your highest good and the highest good of all. Okay, I'm gonna pull maybe 1 or 2 more cards because this message was very clear and I don't want this to be too long. Anything else, Spirit, for the collective during this time? Anything else, Spirit, for the collective during this time? For our highest good and the highest good of all. Anything else, Spirit? I'm really seeing, guys, it's really just about having a light touch. Have a really light touch right now. Too many cards. Have a really, really light touch on your life right now. Trust everything that is happening for you is divine, is divinely ordained, divinely orchestrated for you. You don't have to know everything. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm closing out the reading here, you guys. The Six of Swords. The Six of Swords. You are moving forward into calmer waters. Trust that wherever your life is steering you right now, trust that wherever life is steering you right now is leading you into calmer waters, leading you towards a brighter future. Even if it doesn't seem like much is happening right now. Oops, sorry, there's a red ant on me. I don't want to get bitten today. I love you guys, don't want to get bitten today. They always like to come out whenever I bring my blanket out here. Like, it'll be dead clear with no ants at all. And then as soon as I put my blanket out, here they come. What was I saying? Yes, trust that it's all happening for you. Trust that you are being led to calmer waters. Trust that it's all steering you in the right direction. You are moving forward. You have to be willing. That's what I'm hearing, guys. That's what it is. That's what it is. You have to be willing. You have to be willing to move forward. You have to be willing to be steered. You have to surrender to the energies of direction, to what the divine has been showing you. What was revealed to you during this retrograde? What has been revealing itself to you all year, and you've been having a struggle with accepting it. You need to accept it. You need to surrender to the momentum, to the energy, to what's going on right now. Have a light touch. Do not force. Do not make anyone do anything. Do not force anyone to do anything. Do not force yourself to do anything. I have been exhausted, guys. The last 2 days, I've been sleeping over 9 hours each night. And I don't know if you guys heard of Ascension symptoms, but I already went through all my allergies a couple weeks ago, and the last 2 days that I've been extremely exhausted, my sinuses have been flaring up again. So make sure you're resting. Don't force yourself to do anything at this time. Just be easy. Be easy with yourself. Be patient with yourself. That is love. Trust that, you know, again, this is also synced up with travel. Trust that you are moving. Even if it doesn't seem like much is happening on the surface right now, I promise you it is. You have help here. You do have help here. Hopefully this retrograde showed you who is deserving and meant to be in your boat and on your ship, and who isn't, who is meant to help you steer and move in life, and who isn't. So you know that you have and even if it's not in the physical, you are being helped by your guides, by your ancestors, by spirit. You do have help here, okay? Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Be fair. Be fair to yourself. Be fair to others. Make sure that you are having those conversations and closing things out now that Mercury is direct. It's time to close things out, tie up those loose ends, really understand where the boundaries need to be drawn in a fair, just, compassionate way, but for your highest good and in firmness. That's what I'm hearing. This is your full moon in Aries message. You guys, I hope that it helps. I hope that you are well. My books are back open. The website is back up. I am offering distance Reiki sessions on a donation basis right now, so please go check that out. And my short and sweet distance readings, tarot healing sessions, are also on a donation basis at this time. All the information can be found at the link. Sorry guys. All my information can be found in the description box below. I love you guys so much. Happy full moon. Bye.